Hey there, welcome to the Lumiere channel. This is a recording on, not a recording, Jesus, this is a reading. This is a recording. This is a reading on how sustainable is it? How long term is it? Or just how valuable is it? Whatever it is, I want to find out how sustainable it is and what it kind of looks like as far as long term or just fruitfulness, sustainability, you know? So whether you're asking this for a relationship, a job, a project, a partnership, a stay, whatever this is for you, I hope it serves you in some sort of way. If you're feeling a little bit lost over a certain decision to make or a point where you're at in your life or something, and you're just like, I don't know if I should continue, like, I don't really know what to do, or just whatever that kind of thing is for you. I can't put all of that in a title, so you'll have to do me a solid and like the video and comment and interact with the video, share it with people so that the video can go to whom it needs to, because I don't know how to do titles. I'm not like that person. But I hope the title was sufficient enough to summarize what it is that I'm wanting to find out, which is how sustainable it is, how viable it is, how long term it is. We have 3 decks here, 3 sort of objects or whatever. We have the Enchanted map. We have the Tarot del Libro de las Sombras, the Book of Shadows, Volume 2. It's a So Below deck. As above, so below. Yeah, So Below deck. And we have the romance for angels. Our friends, the romance angels. So pick your thing. Which one has your message? If none of these resonate, I am sorry. This video is not it may not be for you, or it may not be for you at this time. So click out and come back when you're ready. It happens for me and myself on my own videos, so I get that it's totally a thing. So I will see you in your deck. Timestamps will be in the description box below. I appreciate you watching, and I will see you on the flippity flip. Hey there, Romance Angels deck person. How are you? So let's find out how viable this whatever your thing is. Yeah. Please, may I please have a clear message for those who chose this deck, for how viable and how sustainable and how long term the thing is. Oh, I'm gonna shuffle off camera. Okay, because I don't have enough like room and shit. So how viable, how sustainable is it? Make the effort. Talked out. And while I see this as, yeah, make the effort, I also really see it as move with your guides. I'm not feeling so much you. I'm feeling more so trust on this one. We'll see what these others are, but I'm feeling more so trust on this one. You trusting your guides, you trusting the guidance that you have. So whatever it is that you're going for, trust, come fucking through, bitch. Whatever it is that you're thinking of, it may be, and I get it. Whenever I see the message of trust, I'm really, it's for me. If someone says trust me, no one says trust me if they don't think you trust them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those things where I will tell you to believe me. I will tell you to trust me. I will tell you these things because there's an absence of it. So I will tell you to give it to you. Give me trust. This is what I want you to give me. Give me trust. So whenever trust comes up, for me, it tells me that it could be a very kind of a tricky situation that you're in, a difficult situation, something maybe of a conundrum. You don't know. Things are hard, basically. Right? Things are hard. Things are difficult. And you don't know which way is up and which way is down, which way is sideways. It's like you're not trapped in an avalanche of snow, but like that's the thing. Like when you're in snow, there's so much white that you don't know whether when you poke a hole, whether you're poking it upwards or downwards to more snow or less, you know, you don't know where you're at. So it's very, yeah, there's definitely like a snow visual where it's all kind of white space. It's almost like a blank a blank canvas. So this could be in terms of you, except it's a scary blank canvas for some of you, right? For some of you, there may be this blank canvas thing where things are so fresh, things are so empty that you're afraid of even starting, that you're afraid of even, not even afraid of like, oh, I'm scared, but like you don't want to make a mistake, right? For me, when I have like a white paper and I'm starting an essay back in school, or if I'm starting an email, or if like I like templates, okay, or if I'm painting, when I look at the white canvas, it's daunting. That's why I like doing a base. I mean, everybody likes to do, but I like doing like a nonsense base where I can just play, and then at least the canvas isn't so clean, isn't so pure, isn't so full of potential, so much potential that it's blinding, so much potential that it's overwhelming. So that could be a state that you're in. Honestly, this sort of feels like a stay the course. If that's something you were looking for, this feels like a stay the course. It just may be difficult in that there's a lot here about reconnecting to a more innocent self, another blank slate, very interesting, and connecting to a more innocent self. For others of you, that whole white canvas type thing is a sense of sort of entrapment, feeling trapped, feeling like you can't move, which is again, since it's a layer to the canvas metaphor, because when you have a canvas and it's a blank, I know for me, when I have a blank canvas in front of me, I don't know which color to even pick up. I don't know which brush to even use. I don't know how much of what and where to put it. It's just, you're in this sort of stuck space. So I feel like there's a youthful aspect here. A youthful aspect which is heavily in potential, but also heavily in youth. What does youth mean? It's youth are blind. Youth are not blind, but youth are guided, right? Youth are guided. Youth hold their parents' hand. Youth, in order for you to navigate through this space, you need to tap into your youth, full self, your inner child. What you wanted to do as a kid, what you enjoy doing as a kid, what your inner child would have wanted. That type of thing may help you in this case. There's so much here, actually. There's a lot here. Because I feel like there's a bit of you that may be resisting, but it almost feels like, number one, don't resist what your guides are telling you. This means you may not hear them, but they're moving you, okay? They're moving you. Trust that. And so, you know, great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. This one to me is very much like you're being guided to do something, and continue. To me, this seems like continue being guided. So if you're feeling lost, there's something in that lostness that you're being guided through, okay? Like you're being guided. Continue making that effort to trust your why do I feel like someone's gonna have some shit to say about me turning off the camera to shuffle off camera? I don't have enough space on the device I'm using, and so shuffling on camera takes up too much space, and that means I give you less time in your message, and I rush through it, and I don't want to do that. Just in case someone was like, "Oh, you," no, I didn't do that. I have no stake in whether like no. In any case, youth, being guided. This is, yes, worrisome, but it almost feels like, this is weird. This almost feels like don't pay attention. This almost feels like don't pay attention. Not in like a don't pay attention ever. No, it's more so like, excuse me, your attention right now may more so be your enemy. So this is one of those things where, not to say that the outside world is an illusion. Like I feel like we could explain that concept better as a community. Saying that what you see in the outside world is an illusion seems to be, it just really kind of invalidates what certain people go through. I feel like it's a bit harmful. I get it. I feel like what that actually means is saying that how often is it that you've seen someone do something? For instance, the Seven of Swords is a perfect example. If you remember, the tarot has the Seven of Swords, right? It looks like, to me, it looks like, I mean, it can look like someone who is carrying swords to store them away because the show is over. It can look like someone stealing. It can look like this, that, and the third. Perceptions can be misleading. I was speaking to my uncle last night, and he was in church, and he told me, I asked him, what profound thought did you have today? Because I'm that kind of person. What? And he was like, well, the preacher was talking about how just because you see someone dressed a certain way or acting a certain way, you may think something about them that isn't true. Now, we know this, but to him, it really just kind of refreshed that thought in him. And I feel like that is the truer and softer way of saying what you're seeing is an illusion. It's an illusion in that it's not entirely real, and that it's not entirely the full story. What you may be seeing about your world may not be, honey, the full story. So you may be seeing lostness, you may be seeing despair, you may be seeing things not working out, but not even in actuality, but behind the scenes, or in outside your vision that you're focusing on, there's other things going on. And I feel like those other things going on, it's almost like if your world is a little bit overwhelming you, just trust and try to enter into a space that you feel a lot more secure in the fact that you are being moved and guided from the back, and be more receptive to that, because you may be feeling quite insecure, you may be feeling lost, you may be feeling like a youth who doesn't have much control over the world, who has to hold the hand of mommy and daddy, who can't buy their own things, and not physically and metaphorically, you know what I mean, who's feeling like, what the fuck, like, I can't. You may be someone in a job who's stable, but in your heart you're feeling a little like, I don't, it can still have that energy of that child energy where it's like, I just don't feel like I'm in control of my life. So yes and no, right? There is that feeling. However, even in that state, it seems like there is something about you calling into that energy, and maybe even embracing it, maybe even saying, okay, this is what it is for now. But no, you are being guided. You are being guided, and trust. At the heart of your reading is this trust here. I was going to pull, my feet have been swelling, so I'm in a different place. So I just need to sit down every so often, because I'm doing the reading standing, just because my life is too sedentary. But that's why you hear the creaking in the background. It's a chair. Yeah, I don't know why my legs are swollen. Oh, this is gonna take so long. Come on. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't mean to rush you. I just need you to come through. Okay, I'm gonna do this off camera. Alright. I shuffled again. I'm asking, please clarify, make the effort. And Iris comes out. Communication. Very crazy. 22. That's not what I was expecting at all. Iris, come through, baby. It's just she. I think it's, no, Maya. Maya is the one that talks about illusion, which is very funny. They have a very, they have a similar color palette, her and Maya. To me, they look a little, I don't know, they look a little similar. I don't know, maybe not, whatever. In any case, communication. Oh, this is very interesting. Make the effort. Okay, okay, so we got deeper. Make the effort. So you may, just off the bat, may need to talk to someone. It could be either about this situation, right, that you're asking for, or it could be about something else. So this is one of those things where if you need to sort of talk to your friend who you had a falling out with, it may be unrelated to the fact that you're asking about a lover, the fact that you're asking about a job, the fact that you're asking about where to stay. But it seems like something else may be, if for some of you, it could be for actually more than some of you, there could be something that's sort of blocking it in another realm of your life. Everything is connected. So let me read this. This has gone on long enough. Iris says clarity and communication is called for, as your words will have great impact on others right now. So I would also say that you communicate with your guides again. So that whole silent thing, being silent and listening and just making space for your guides to speak to you. And they may not speak to you in the way that you cognitively understand. They may speak to you through your feet, through your hands, through what you do that you don't know you're doing, through where you walk where you don't know you're walking, right? Cognitively. It's a wonderful time to start writing that book, telling new stories, and sharing your experience, strength, and hope with others. You have everyone's ear, so choose your message wisely. Others will also desire positive and fruitful communication with you. So get ready for some amazing new opportunities to come. That's nice from these discussions. Just remember to stay open and be clear about expressing your deepest desires, always speaking with integrity, kindness, and respect for yourself and others. This is great. I mean, not to say like mouth off, but I feel like at this point in your life, be free, feel freer to say what's in your heart. Feel freer to say what's in your mind. Feel freer to say where you're at. It's really funny. This reading is inspired obviously by true life events, and something that I've been feeling of speaking up more about is saying certain things about where we really are as opposed to fronting. The Greek messenger goddess Iris is thrilled to help your words take flight. That's awesome. Communication improves in all your relationship when she comes to visit. Most important, however, Iris reminds you of the communication you have with the universe. You are in a mutual dialogue, and now is the time to pay attention to the signs and omens in your life. Trust this is important yet subtle communication. It will never lead you astray when you listen and act accordingly. So again, it's sort of like listening to and communicating with the guidance that's coming for you and that's coming your way. That's the making the effort, being guided. Fucking come through, higher self. Be out here. So thanks so much for listening and watching. I appreciate you being here. If you want to dive a little bit deeper into your spirituality and you're looking for, well, a community, you can feel free to join my one. It's about stepping into your sovereignty, and there's information on there, as well as I'm always adding new content monthly, and we do private lives, which are great because at the moment I'm not doing private readings at this current moment of publication of this video. So I will see you next time, babe. Keep your light on and good luck. Hey there, Enchanted Map. How are you, honey? So, how sustainable and viable is it? Who wants to talk? That's weird. Okay, well, I'll be back with your cards. You had some funny things happen in the background. Firstly, the So Below deck wanted to speak to you, which is funny because I almost really feel like that deck wanted to go next, but this was your first card. This was your second. This was your third. And these kind of came out. So, you know, it seems like it's, I'm gonna say, it seems like it's viable. You can't see that. It seems like it's viable. It seems like it's sustainable. And when I say seems, I don't mean it's an illusion. Like, that's just like a loose word where it's like, I'm a Libra. I'm like never gonna be like, this is exactly it. Like, no, there's always room for 0.001%. So this thing could be viable. It could be sustainable, and it could be really good. And maybe it's something that you've wanted for a while. It's just that either you have changed. Okay, you are no longer who you were when this was the option. You are no longer who you were. You are no longer who you needed to be. You are no longer sort of in sync with this thing, like, at all. I feel like it lures you in terms of what it looks like in real life, in the flesh, or even in as far as money. It's maybe something that you've worked hard for, maybe something that you had, or maybe even still have a passion for, but it doesn't feel like this feeds you anymore. It seems like it takes you away from, or it would take you away from your friends, your family, and the other things in life that you care about. And so even though it would be sustainable, even though it would be viable, even though it would be something that, you know, supports you or gives you that sort of longevity, I just don't feel like you'd be happy. I feel like you would give up a lot of your personal well-being, your personal even like growth, and other things about you as a person, you as a being. That's major. But I feel like, I don't want to say it's one of those things that like kill you on the inside slowly. I just feel like it's one of those things where more so when 20 years have passed, when 25 years have passed, or even when not 2 years, it's going to be like a significant chunk of time, you will look back at the time that you've had this thing, if you like continued or whatever this thing is for you, you will look at the time, the 25 years or the 17 years or 12 years or 25 years, whatever that is, and be like, oh my goodness, I wasted, like I could have done more. I could have done other things. You will have like regrets. So yeah, this thing is sustainable. It is viable. It does have long-term gains for sure. I don't see you being or feeling happy about it. Like, I feel like you are suited for it. You are capable. It may not, fulfill you in all of the ways that you would like. But it seems to be something that you have some sort of passion for, or some sort of adeptness, or some sort of skill for. So I have no doubts on whether you can do it. You can do it, and you can do it well. It's just I feel like you lose quite a bit in the process or along the way. It may sort of force you to grow up in certain areas, but then also stunt you in others. So it's almost like at your craft or in certain areas of your life, like you'll be really adept, but then at the same time you're still sort of going home and suckling on a teat, like a one of those binkies. Like you're developed, like how there's people who like you look at them and you're like, oh, you're so accomplished, like that's so great, and they can't do their own laundry. They don't know how to work a machine. They don't know how to do sort of basic everyday things because their attention has been so specialized in this one field that they're really kind of useless and sad. And I mean that in a very non-charged way in other areas of their life. So this is someone who's really great at maybe being, you know, a mother and a homekeeper, and they're amazing at it. But when it comes to balancing their finances and looking at, you know, old school style where it's like, bruh, like you need to live life now, they can't. And it's sort of like a breakdown of, oh my goodness, all this time, what did I really do? Like, you did things for sure, but it's almost like so many things fell to the wayside that it diminishes. Yeah, it's that kind of feeling. Or where someone alternatively chooses a career path, and or they say, I'm gonna be, you know, a massive superstar, I'm gonna be single for, like, I'm just gonna be floating the world, and they become really good at that craft for sure, and they make that money, they make that tangible success. But then, you know, it's 25 years and they go home and there's no one home, you know, not even a dog. Their maid, their housekeeper is leaving and saying, I'm going to my family, it's my son's, you know, 14th birthday, or something like that, and they're home alone. They have nobody on a Sunday, and it's just one of those moments where you're like, man, what did I really do with my life? Did I really make? And it's not like you made the wrong choice. It's just it's something that it's something that has a cost to it. So yeah, you could, yeah, that's what I'm feeling here. It is viable. It just seems a little cautionary. You got something more you want to say? You got something more you want to say? Oh, please, we have no time for this. Thanks, babes. I don't know if it's this side or this side. Let's see. I don't know, actually. Yeah, King of Swords. This side or this side. King of Swords, she's a really hard worker. She's a career woman. She's great. But then I feel like in the reverse, it's still someone who is great but lacking. That's what I'm getting from that. She's the King of Swords. She's reached the highest level of whatever her craft is, but there's a but there. So what's the guidance for this? You have, can you say something to this person? Ugh. Ladies are so chatty. Maya, illusion and devotion in reverse. Come fucking through, B. Come through. We out here. This is from the Goddess Power Oracle deck. I put a link in the description box below. We have Parvati and Maya. We'll read Parvati first. I've never had Parvati before. I didn't know she existed in this deck, actually. Like, I've said hello, but I didn't occur. So Parvati's alignment message to kind of, these both have come out in alignment, which is very good for this reading. Really fucking amazing. And Parvati says, the goddess Parvati comes now to offer you her help, because blind faith in others isn't serving you, and devotion to something undeserving may be showing up in your life. Bitch, what were we just saying? Thank you, Holy Spirit, for hanging out with Lumiere and the gang. Ask yourself why you're so committed to someone or something you know deep down will fail you. Are you afraid of seeing things as they are? What if you let go and allow a higher force to guide you to the right people, places, and things that are in your highest good? Can you remember, you all saw me, this is so crazy. Can you remember when the devotion to this ultimate spiritual partnership was reciprocated? Consider what happens when you place your attention only on money, status, ambition, and power. The world becomes narrow and you lose connection to a higher existence and your greater good. The goddess Parvati offers this alignment task. Get your spiritual life in order. Make prayer and meditation part of your daily routine. Act as if you believe that what is for you won't go past you. And Maya is here to debunk the illusion that what's yours won't find you. That what's yours won't go past you, and that what must proceed will do so without your interference. Oof, you will be amazed at how everything falls into place. The goddess Parvati reminds you that you are so loved and so cherished. And in addition to that, Parvati comes out with Maya. Maya was like, girl, I need you. Well, Parvati was like, girl, you know I'm coming. I already been out here talking to the enchanted map. Maya says the goddess Maya has come to give you clarity now, some clarity. How have you been in denial about your life lately? Have you been chasing after an outcome that eludes you? Do you want to believe in something or someone so badly, perhaps drawn by a potential you hope to see come to fruition, that you have lost your way and given your power over to them? Your alignment task is to summon your courage and be willing to see things as they really are, rather than the way you want them to be. Be honest with yourself. The goddess Maya understands the seduction of the illusion of separation. After all, she created the illusion of the individual self. Once the illusion has faded, you are free to choose another path, another way. And other people, sorry, I was sitting down, to connect deeply with. This is a wonderful time to do self-inventory of your life. How you love, what you believe, who you follow, why you choose to live the way you do. When the goddess Maya comes to break down illusions and delusions, it's a very auspicious time. So you're rolling deep with some great goddesses here who are being like, yo, we get you and we're going to help get you out of here. Listen to those alignment tasks, okay? And hopefully that will help navigate this space, whatever this space looks like for you. I'd be very curious to hear what this space looks like for you, actually. Yeah, these were the cards that came out. I was going to tell you, but it was 5 of Swords, Knight of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, the World in reverse, the 6 of Cups in reverse. Someone else came out. So anyway, thank you so much, B. I hope that you were served here. And if you enjoyed this type of content, please feel free to join the membership. The link is in the description box below. It's a community that I'm trying to build. And I would love for you to check it out. It's about stepping into your sovereignty and stepping into that sovereign space in a very more concrete and cognitive way. Okay? I will see you on the flippity flip. Keep your light on, babe, and good luck. Hey there, Book of Shadows. So below deck. Who has your message? I will be back with your message. I will shuffle off camera because I have no space in this camera to be shuffling out here. Okay, how viable is this? How sustainable is it? How long term is it? So the first card that flew out for you was the Hierophant in reverse, and there was some sort of position there. And then the Knight of Chalices, this 2 of Pentacles here. Oh. And the 5 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. You know what? The weird thing about this is it seems like it could be viable. It looks like it can't be viable, but it looks like, at first glance, with the Hierophant in the reverse coming out as the first card, it looks like it's not viable. But I feel like, I don't want to say it's an illusion, but I feel like it's not viable with the state of mind that you may be in, or the state of mind that you've been in. I feel like this will take, like, yes, bitch, there he is. Wow, come through. This will take effort. This will take a lot of effort, but I'm not sensing that that is a bad thing. I feel like it'll take willpower. It'll take you being very clear, not very clear, but you being clear about what it is that you're wanting and where it is that you're trying to go. And you being able to let go of the things that need to be let go of. You being able to say goodbye and cut back and XYZ, 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 all those sort of things, in order for you to do this. Because I'm looking at the Emperor here. I'm looking at the Knight of Cups in reverse and the crossed by the Two of Pentacles. To me, this seems like it's gonna be work. To me, it seems like you have to balance out your emotions and your ability to actually physically do things. This is almost like, I know that I can start my own business, but I'm too lazy. I know I have a skill, but I'm too lazy. I know that I need to apply for a job and rewrite my resume, but I just don't feel like it. Like, you would like, it's, do it. Like, it's so weird. It's so weird. Yeah, it seems like you just need, I feel like what you need, what to overcome here would be yourself, and not your lack of emotional investment, but like your lack of emotional investment in, like, your lack of I don't know, is it drive? It's almost like you saying, like, I'll do it later. But I feel like there's gonna come a time when later won't be there anymore. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like you maybe ignoring it. So I feel like it is viable. It's just, you have to change. Like, you have to change your connection to it, yourself. You have to soup up. And it's going to be a little bit difficult. It's almost like, let's say you're trying to quit smoking, or you're trying to quit a habit, and you have a friend group surrounded in that habit. You know, I know people who've had to quit weed and drinking, and they realize that they didn't have anything in common with those people anymore outside of weed and drinking, or like whatever their vice was. And that could be like, that's the sad part, where you know that you can, in this energy, you know that you can build a better life for yourself, you can build better habits for yourself, better something for yourself that could be very viable, but you have to let go of something else, and that's gonna suck. That's gonna be hard or tricky for you. Okay? Let's see. But like, hang in there. That's what I'm seeing, like, hang in there. I asked the goddess for help, and revelation, Leitza, came out. So this is about realizing certain things. Let's see what she has to say. And the funny thing about that is, at the bottom of the deck is truth with Ma'at. So Leitza says, sometimes life throws you a curveball and it feels like you've been hit by lightning. Perhaps a romantic partner betrays you suddenly, an illness strikes someone close to you, a job you expected fell through, the new employee turns out to be a dud, or you get a huge tax bill. No matter what the subject, your task is to pivot and course correct according to the needs of the event. Even if you don't understand what's happening, don't second guess yourself. Some things are not meant to be predictable, and detours may be exactly what you need. Loss or bad news aren't the only options in the situation. You may have just been offered something you've always wanted, such as a proposal from a lover, a better job, or the chance to move. Your tendency might be to try and control the circumstances, or worry you may not be prepared for the change. The goddess Leitze reminds you that the great goddess will never leave you. More than you can handle, you can